Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about some Age of Sigmar problems, controversy, and a new issue with the Skaven and Age of Sigmar 4th edition. I am definitely starting to see why so many people have a love-hate relationship with Games Workshop. As a relatively new Age of Sigmar player, I have jumped into the new 4th edition with open arms. It's largely been a good experience so far. They put out all this stuff for free, and then all of a sudden they locked it all down, and the only way to get access to the newest stuff is through buying a $60 tome and it's not even much of a rule book, and because the rules are already online, but you gotta buy the stuff they already gave you for free just to get a code to then go onto the website. So I'm gonna elaborate, and if you are having this problem, if you can't get your code to work, I'll show you how I was able to get my code to work and then kind of unlock the things that were already unlocked about a week ago and kind of get back into it. So if you guys are new here to the channel, I talk a lot about tabletop games. I'd love to have you just stick around. We are doing a $50 Amazon gift card giveaway that's running through Halloween. If you want to have a chance to enter to win that, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. So if you have been playing Age of Sigmar, the new Skaven Tide box was a big push for the Skaven, which are the rat people, right? And they're cute little random chaotic little hedonite rats, and they're all kinds of crazy, and they're silly and stuff. But if you were trying to access your rat lists using the official app that is otherwise a really good list builder, all of a sudden you will find out that you can no longer access your lists if you've already, because they put out the new 4th edition list builder. They gave everybody access to it, and then all of a sudden took the Skaven away. Your other lists are okay, but the Skaven, they took them away. You can't see any of the new stuff. And this is exceptionally weird because there's a lot of new units too, and so even the lists you already made, you can't access. They also said you have to subscribe to Warhammer Plus if you want to be able to use the app fully and be able to have more than one list. They're also restricting people to only one list now too. So it caused a whole lot of drama, and these restrictions went into place on what I think was officially the street date of the new Battletome, otherwise called codexes in like 40k and stuff like that. But basically, it's the big Skaven rulebook. That's a big thing with Age of Sigmar. You're going to run an army, you have to have the book for them. And every couple of years when a new edition comes out, you have to buy another book. It's a $60 book. So it's not super cheap. Although I've seen books that are arguably more expensive, it's a big book. And we're going to look into the book in a future video. We'll look at the books and the cards and all the other stuff. But the weird thing is, in the back of the book, basically this is kind of what you're paying for, is this little code on the very last page of the book. I've obviously blurred mine out. But you get a code that you can then go in and unlock the stuff in the app, so you can actually go back to the app and be able to see what your list does. Because when you're building a list, a lot of times you want to look at the keywords, you want to look at the damage and the saves, and plenty of times while playing a game, you'll pull up the app to be like, what does my army do again? Oh yeah, what does this guy do? Or what's the wording on that? Is that a may or a must? And a lot of things like that. So again, the app is super useful. Plus, that's how you build your lists. And now, of course, you have to use this code, and every book has a unique code in there. They don't sell these digitally yet. You can't just buy the book digitally, get the code, unless you're using some kind of third-party provider. But it says to go to ageofsigmar.com/redeem. Problem is, with going to ageofsigmar.com/redeem, it takes you to warhammer-community.com, and there is no way to redeem codes there, so it's a faulty URL, and I was navigating like crazy trying to do this. Now I had done this before in 3rd edition with a book or two, and I didn't have this problem, but now all of a sudden this is my first time having to enter a code in Age of Sigmar 4th edition. It took me to Warhammer Community, and Warhammer Community is a really cool site. It's got a lot of news for all the GW games, and that's great. I don't have a problem going there, but that's not where I'm trying to go, because again, when we go to here, you go to the back of the book is telling you to go to ageofsigmar.com/redeem, which is a redirect to warhammer-community.com. So did some digging, asked around, asked a lot of people. Other people are having the same problem, and it's not working for them either. So if you go to mywarhammer.com, you can then access the redeem a code. Of course, you're going to have to be able to log in to mywarhammer.com. Again, if you're a new player, if you haven't set up an account with these guys yet, you'll definitely need to do that, because you're going to log in with that same username password when you're using your app, and it's going to make sure that all the books that you have are unlocked in the app, and so on and so forth. So this is where you'll go. This is where you'll enter that code, and you'll do this. Now, if you have the app and you're entering this code in real time, you're going to get a little pop-up down at the bottom of your screen that says, "Oh, success! You've added your Battletome Skaven. You've added that to your library. It's no longer locked for you, and you're good to go." However, if you still have the app open, you may have to hard stop it and then and give it a few minutes and then relaunch it. That's what I had to do. And then all of a sudden, lo and behold, my rats are now unlocked. Now, why is this such a big thing of drama? Because initially I had thought, well, they had already said that this stuff was only free temporarily. They unlocked it for free for a new edition, and eventually you were going to have to buy the new stuff. Like, as new tomes come out, you're going to have to buy them. I know that going in. Didn't seem like it was going to be that big of a shock initially. The problem is when they also, announce a whole line of new Skaven, they announce a whole line of new things, and all of this stuff comes out on the same day. It's a little awkward because you kind of want to know what these things do. You want to play around with list building. Hey, would I be able to fit this guy on a list? What does Critic Foulblade do? They had done some preview articles on these guys, but it's different than being able to actually pull it up in the app and look at all the keywords. Oh, okay, how is this one worded again? Oh, what keyword is he? Is this guy infantry? Is he not infantry? Is that going to work on this? Is this guy a molder? Is he a scry? Or what kind of keywords do these units have? What kind of things? What kind of lists can I fit them in? What are their points costs? What are they all going to go into? It's nice to have all of that together. The fact that they locked you out of all of the new details for all of the new units on launch day for all the new units was just bizarre to me. I thought that was incredibly bizarre because, again, I wanted to go and play around and see, what do I... Frankly, I mean, I like to kind of go all in with a lot of things, but Warhammer is a really big world with dozens of different races and factions and stuff. It's you can't go all in. It's not that easy, to go all in. So I couldn't just pre-order everything. I had to be selective on what I wanted to get for these guys, and I got a few. I didn't get everything. I didn't get this guy. Maybe someday, but so I needed to go in there and see what I wanted to get, and so I ended up being in a position where I had to place an order for some stuff, and I said, well, I'm only gonna. I think this guy does this. I think this guy will work. So I ended up getting like 3 new units out of like the 6 plus all the reprints and all the other new stuff that they had. And so that's definitely a problem, combined with the fact that the Warhammer Plus app, you need to have a Warhammer Plus subscription in order to have more than one list. That was also very strange to me. Now, fortunately, if you had other lists already in your Warhammer app, like I had like 7 built, it didn't erase your old lists, although who knows, that may just happen one day. It didn't lock me out of my old lists. I still have access to the lists. I just can't create any new lists, which is... that was one I don't think that I saw them advertising for that in advance. That seems kind of like strong arms. Like I have to pay $7 a month just to be able to build lists in Warhammer Ageofsigmar. I think they don't want me playing more than one army. Do you only want me playing one army? You don't want me to buy anything else? You don't want me to buy any Stormcast Eternals? Is it, if I'm a Skaven player, you really want to make sure I'm playing only Skaven and nothing else? You don't want me to, I've bought into Ogre Maw tribes lately. You don't want me to be able to build lists with other factions? It's really bizarre the way that they've handled the app. And considering that the app is... they publish points in PDF, so you can get the points elsewhere, but they don't publish all the new war scrolls for all the newer stuff. They published all the war scrolls for everything initially. It's just a very, very strange way that they're acting on this, and it's just like... And I get that, like, maybe $7 a month isn't that much, but if I wasn't going to use Warhammer Plus anyway, I don't play 40K yet. I don't play all the other games. I don't play 30K. I don't play any of the other ones. I don't know if there's any advantage for me to get Warhammer Plus, and I certainly don't want to have to pay $7 a month for a list builder. You know, and maybe this is call, you know, for the community to make better list builders out there. I've seen some that are like only text based, and it's really hard to use. So, you know, maybe they're asking for other people to kind of come up with stuff that they may end up losing more money on this, you know, in the long term. Because if there's a really good community-based list builder out there, then people don't have to buy the books anymore, and then they'll stop being able to sell $60 books, you know, or more as they get thicker. A very strange situation. I mean, for a game that's really great and has great models, and a company that makes beautiful miniatures and compelling rule systems, to have these kind of backwards practices, it was a little strange to me. But hopefully, if you had the same problem getting your code in and unlocking that Battletome for your Age of Sigmar app, hopefully that helped. And you know, stick around. We'll be talking a little more Age of Sigmar in the future. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes, and always wash your socks.